Good morning and welcome back to Unraveled Game Thoughts, and today I'm going to do a solo review of Trois Dice. It was very easy to set up and I don't know, took maybe 2 minutes max for me to set this up. I am in a trailer, so it's a very small table due to it being the week before Christmas. My tables have been confiscated in the house. So here I am in our travel trailer in the backyard doing a video review. That's how it works. So Trois Dice is here. You have your scoring pad here. I will flash up a couple of video or pictures. I took one of the central board, which has a disc that rotates in the center to indicate where we are in the day. And then I placed the tiles randomly flipped around the edge, and then found the 3 tiles, which I'll also point out in a short clip here, that have the same color on both sides. That's where your feasts and banquets are going to go. And then the game is very easy to play. You're basically going to play 8 turns. Each turn has a sort of night and a day side, but nothing is really different with the night and day as far as what you do on a turn. You're going to roll your dice, and I am going to use my pad here to capture these dice. And then you take a look at what you rolled here, and I'm paying attention to, I'm going to put a dice on here, 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 and here. These 4 spots. This is the day right now as it stands. And I put them from highest to lowest. And this die, the black die, is going to determine what gets destroyed and I cannot use for this part of the game. So here I am with these 4. This one's going to be destroyed, so we'll put the black die there. I can't use that. And then I have to make decisions about what I want to do in my turn from here. And so there's a full run through on how to play this. Rahdo has a good run through, and there's some others on YouTube as well. So I'm not going to go into full details, but for one turn, that's going to get destroyed. These clear die are the same. They're technically the color of the tile that they are on. So this one would be considered white, yellow, and yellow. And now I have to determine what I want to do. Now, one easy thing to do is just to gain resources. I could gain 1, I believe it's knowledge, or because there's no red right now, but I could gain 5 coins, or I could gain 2 coins, and I'd pay 2 coins to gain 5 here. I'd pay 1 coin, 1 knowledge, or 1, I can't remember what the red is called, but whatever that resource is, I could pay 1 of any of those to gain 2 coins. Or I could build a thing. So right now, because I have yellow, I could build into yellow, and white, I could build into white. Or if I want to change the colors of something, then I could potentially do that as well. Now, in round 3, different die can be destroyed based on this black die and what happens. So one of the things that's very helpful to do is protect your die. So for the sake of argument, I don't know that this is the best or more strategic move, but just to show you how this works. So what I really want is to build a fortress for my number 5. In order to do that, I have to change the color of this to red in order to be able to build that fortress. So that will take 2 knowledge, which you start the game with 3 of each of the resources. Plus I have to pay 2 coins to use this particular die because of this area right here. And then I am going to, this is now considered for the purposes of my turn, a red 5. Now if I was playing multiplayer, it would only be a red 5 for me. It would not be a red 5 for every other player in the game. But I'm playing this solo, so it's a red 5 for me right now. And then, oh, I forgot to do a thing. We're gonna keep that at 5, but part of setup, I rolled a 5, is that at the beginning of the game, you roll a die, and then your buildings are numbered this way, and each each column has to have the same number for each building. And there's a variant or two on how you can go about setting up this, especially in a multiplayer game. But for now, this is generally how you would do it. So now I want to do a 5 fortress. So I am going to build my fortress in 5. And what this will do is protect my number 5 die. So if a 5 is rolled after round 3 and beyond, that would destroy my 5 die. Because I have built a fortress, it will no longer be destroyed. And because I have one guy in that fortress, I will get to circle one of these fellas down here, and then I go ahead and outline the 5 fortress for all these colors, because number 5 is basically protected for me. The invaders are not going to be able to get into number 5 because I've built, fortifications. So now that's my turn. It's a simple turn. I collect the die. I flip this one over and move it back so it changes color. I don't rotate that yet because now I'm going to go into the night phase. And this is where the banquets are going to come in handy a little bit, although one of them is getting destroyed. So I put these there, and this one is going to be destroyed, so I can't use number 1. And this is going to end up flipping. This is the same color on both sides, so that's not going to matter. But I can't use that one, so now I've got a 3, a 4, and a 6, and I have to decide, what do I want to do with that? Now this, if I build a one of these buildings, a white here, that will also give me one of each of those resources. That's a pretty good one. This one, I believe, gives me a knowledge. I forget what that does. Let's see. Let's look at the rules for that particular banquet. You may modify the color of this die by spending 1 knowledge instead of 2. So this is cheaper to modify the color of, but this gives me the bonus resource here, which I really like. So I think what I'll do, and I don't have 2 knowledge to change the color of this one to make a cathedral. However, having knowledge to change the color is very handy. So what I might do is use this number 6 to gain knowledge. Now that's going to cost me, oh, I don't have 2 coins. So I actually can't do that because I would need another coin to do that. This one takes 2 coins. So I won't be doing that. This one would be free, but I don't have free. So really obtaining 4 coins could be an option. Or I could just build my number 4 here and get 2 workers down here. But I think I'm going to need coins, so I'm going to go ahead and get 4 coins with this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And because I circled this one, I get 1 fella there. And then going on to, that would be my turn. And then this goes back into here. And then we would rotate to day 2. So now the die are going to go here. So as each day as it goes by, where your die placed or which sections of the city you'll be utilizing changes. But that's Trois die. You play through the 8 rounds. You'll get your scoring and you'll add up your score. And from what I can tell, it's not too hard to get like 50, but getting 55 or 60 becomes a little bit more challenging. I would argue, as far as setup goes, this is fantastically easy to set up. It is a fun, puzzly roll and write. I have not played a ton of roll and writes, so I don't have much experience with this genre, but I do like this. I find it pretty easy to play, pretty easy to do the score pad, pretty easy to do the math at the end of the game, and it's got just enough to feel like a quick playthrough. You can spend really as much time as you want on this. I just played through 1 turn or one day very quickly, and there's 8 of those. So easily this could be anywhere, I'd say, between 15 and 30 minutes, depending on how much thought you're putting into each turn. And it's enjoyable. There's obviously a luck factor. It's a roll and write. that's going to happen. But the fact that you can spend resources to do different things, try to figure out, how to use your resources to change the die color, and you can mitigate that to a degree, I feel like impacts the game. Particularly if it was multiplayer, it certainly means everybody sort of is in the same boat as far as which die roll out there. But it's fun. I don't think that the luck breaks it. And when you think about the theming of the game, how it's like invaders coming into your city and what you're trying to do to prepare for those attacks and to get the resources out of your city and improve your city, I feel like the luck factor kind of plays into it a little bit. It's not the most thematic game for sure. I mean, you could argue there's a little bit of a pasting on theme here, but it's enjoyable, and I find it fairly engaging. So I haven't done my score sheet yet on where I think it fits score wise. I feel like this will probably end up being in the top half of the solo games because it is so easy to get out, so easy to play, have a little thinky short game. It reminds me a little bit of Furnace. Furnace doesn't have a solo option, but when I think about a fun, thinky short game that's not really, it's not deep, it's not like going to burn your brain out, but it's got enough of a slow burn, thinky wise, that it's enjoyable without taking up a ton of time. So I'm betting this is in the around 3.5 range once I get my final scoring done with the metric I use. But that's Trois Die, or Trois Dice. So thanks for joining me at the table today to review Trois Dice. Until next time, have a great holiday.